Let's talk about the launch of Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition. So about 3 days ago, Rockstar officially released the Definitive Edition, the remasters of the GTA Trilogy. And there's been a lot of things happening these past few days since release, so we're going to be talking about that and much more in this video. So let's first start off on November 9th, where Rockstar told us that everybody was going to be getting GTA The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition at 10 AM Eastern Standard Time across all regions and all platforms, and they were aware of the issue on the PlayStation Store where the countdown was inaccurate. So basically on the PlayStation Store, it showed that GTA The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition was going to be releasing 1 day before it was supposed to, so on November 10th, and Rockstar said that they knew this issue and everybody was going to get it at the same time. Well, that seems to not turn out very true because people on November 10th were able to play if you were in New Zealand or Australia, and the same happened for other people in other countries. Once it turned 12 AM in a certain country, you were able to play if you were on PlayStation, so PlayStation 4 or 5. So Sony or Rockstar definitely messed up on this countdown, and everybody on PlayStation pretty much got it a day early. And then after that, a couple hours later, they seemed to remove it for people on PlayStation. You weren't able to play it. And then they re-released that at 10 AM Eastern Standard Time for everybody. But I mean, it was already hours later, so people got to play like all 3 games and everything like that. Now, I don't have an issue with, people playing it earlier, but it's just like Rockstar, you told us it was going to come out 10 AM Eastern Standard Time for everyone. And then obviously that didn't happen. But again, everybody makes mistakes though. And then the official launch time, which was supposed to be 10 AM Eastern Standard Time, probably wasn't the best time to release the game. Most games usually release at 12 AM, but Rockstar decided to release it at 10 AM, which was fine because most people didn't have school or work, but some people obviously did. I feel like releasing at 12 AM would probably be the best time, but Rockstar decided at 10 AM. But let's move on to the bugs in the GTA Trilogy remasters. So of course, every video game is going to have bugs. There's going to be tons of issues and glitches and stuff that have to be fixed, but for the launch of this game, there is a lot of bugs, a lot of texture bugs, a lot of like NPC bugs, missing textures, all that. There's a whole bunch of bugs, and then some of the character models look weird at times, and there's just so many more bugs. And if you guys want to see some of the bugs, I recommend checking out like YouTube or Twitter. You guys can see some of these issues with these GTA remasters. And if any of y'all want to know more about the bugs and issues and stuff like that, I recommend checking out Vadit M or Video Tech on Twitter. I'll leave links in the description. And Definitive Edition, GTA Trilogy, and Rockstar games are all trending on Twitter, and most of those tweets are probably not that positive. Now, I hope that Grocery Games and Rockstar don't just ignore this and they actually try to fix all these bugs and glitches. They probably won't be able to fix all, but at least most of them will be very much appreciated. So hopefully in the upcoming days, we will be able to update our games. Now, moving on to the PC version, which is probably one of the biggest issues that we have right now. If you're on PC, you cannot play these GTA remasters. So let's start off with what happened on Thursday, then we'll go on to what's happening today. So first off, on Thursday, of course, it released at 10 AM Eastern Standard Time. And for PC, it was a little bit late. It released at around 10 AM, but that's okay, of course. But then after that, around 3 hours later, at around 2:20 PM, Rockstar said that the Rockstar Games launcher and pretty much all Rockstar services on a PC were going to be down due to maintenance. And there was a lot of issues with that because Red Dead Online and GTA Online was down, and also the Rockstar Games services such as like the cloud saves, downloads, everything pretty much on PC was just down for Rockstar Games. So you pretty much couldn't play any Rockstar titles. You couldn't play the RDR2 story mode because that was down. It says some activation error. You couldn't play Red Dead Online. You couldn't play GTA Online. You could play the GTA 5 story mode though if you wanted to, but pretty much other than that, every single Rockstar service on the PC was down. If you did have the Trilogy remasters, you were able to play them if you did play them before it went down, or if you downloaded them before they went down, but if not, you were not able to play them. And then after that, on Friday, Rockstar thanked us for our patience and understanding as they continue to work on the Rockstar Game launcher and the supported titles, but it was still down and you couldn't play the Trilogy remasters. And then later on Friday at around 7 PM, after over 24 hours of nothing pretty much working for Rockstar Games on PC, finally the Rockstar launcher was up. You could play GTA Online, you could play Red Dead Online, everything was pretty much up except for the GTA Trilogy, the Definitive Edition. It was still down, it was unavailable, and you couldn't play it or you couldn't purchase it. And Rockstar said it was because they had to remove some files unintentionally included in these versions, and they're sorry for the disruption and they hope to have the correct ones up soon. So basically there were some files that weren't supposed to be in there. For what I've seen on Twitter, pretty much there was like some developer notes, the whole scripts of the game and all that. Some music that wasn't licensed was also not supposed to be in there. So there was a lot of file issues when it came to the PC. And now obviously we move on to today at around 11 AM and it's still down. You cannot purchase it or you cannot play it. And I think Rockstar is still working on it and hopefully they can have them up soon. It is a little frustrating because, you pay $60 for these games, you're trying to play them and you still can't after like almost 2 days at this point. I haven't even played the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition since Thursday, and I really want to upload some videos on it and stream it also, but sadly I can't because obviously I cannot play them, and of course along with everybody else on PC. So again, I just hope that Rockstar is consistently working on this and they can actually fix this issue and we can play them again soon. And because this issue on PC where we can't play or even purchase this, a lot of cracked version of the GTA Trilogy remasters have started to appear online, and basically with a cracked version of a PC game, which pretty much you could play the game for free, which obviously is not legal, and a lot of people are obviously playing it because we can't play it on PC. So I recommend not doing that because that is wrong and illegal. I recommend just waiting till Rockstar officially releases it back for us. But yeah, pretty much there's a whole bunch of, you know, cracks and stuff like that, and it happens to a lot of PC games, but you know, obviously we don't want that happening. And then lastly for this video, I do want to talk about some of the issues inside the games personally themselves. So first off, the menu sounds for GTA Vice City and GTA 3. I mean, they just literally have the San Andreas menu sounds, and it honestly just sounds really like out of place in my opinion. I feel like they should have just kept the regular menu sounds that were already in the games. I don't know why they felt to change it, or maybe it was just a mistake with the audio or something like that. And that's just a personal issue for me. I just hope that Rockstar changes that, or Ghost Street Games changes that, because that just doesn't feel right for me in my opinion, but it's just personal. And then the rain was also an issue for me and people in the community. Basically the rain is just like way too, like, I guess realistic. Like it's just a bunch of white lines on the screen. I was playing it on stream and it was just so like weird, like it was just a bunch of white lines. It was really difficult to see, so I hope Rockstar fixes that. Then also there's no fog in San Andreas, so basically if you were to fly up on top of the map and, you know, try to see like the surrounding areas, it does feel like the map is pretty small and you can see all four corners of the map. So basically the fog were just to make it, you know, a bit more realistic. It gave us the feeling that the map was bigger than it was, and it is a really big map, but now it just makes it look really small, and also it just doesn't feel right. You know, there's fog in real life, and I feel like it should be fog in this game too. Now, of course, there's probably much more issues and stuff that I could talk about, but again, since I'm on PC, I haven't really got to experience it for myself, but hopefully I will be able to soon. And just know that this video isn't hate at Rockstar Ghost Street Games. I really appreciate them for making these remasters, and I'm very thankful. And of course, I love Rockstar games. I grew up with most of their titles, and of course, my channel is literally based on Rockstar game titles. And for what I got to play on the PC, I really did enjoy them, and I feel like they're really fun. There, of course, there was a lot of issues and problems and glitches and bugs and all that they have to fix, and hopefully soon Rockstar and Ghost Street Games can officially fix them, and we'll be able to play and enjoy these remasters once again. But that's all for this video. Hopefully, guys, I did enjoy. If you guys want to stay up to date with all the GTA, the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition news I'm going to be doing here on the channel, then make sure to be subscribed and have post notifications for you guys to never miss an upload. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.